What is up, YouTube? HPJ here. I'm just rolling out some deck profiles if y'all don't mind me doing such. And this time around, it's Traptrix. I haven't touched this deck in God, I think it's been 2 years now. I think so. When Traptrix came out? I don't remember when Traptrix came out. That's the crazy thing. Had a whole structure deck. I think top for one weekend, maybe 2 or 3, and then that was it. Because I think a whole wave of stuff just came out and was better. Poor Traptrix. So yeah, oops, somebody's bad. But I did just was like, you know what? You bought 3 of these. Why don't you just go ahead and well, actually, I'd already bought these because I've had the deck profile and stuff already up for the Traptrix, and then I just had this mood to just want to play Traptrix again. It's nothing competitive. I'm just gonna say that now, and I was just really in the mood to look at Traptrix for a minute. I was like, oh, I haven't touched Traptrix in a minute. I really want to build Hat, but then I realized I don't have any artifact ignitions, and that shit's like $5-6 a pop, and that's just for the reprint. Oh shit. So yeah, maybe Hat might have to be on the back burner for a minute, but I at least have some Traptrix I can play around with. So, well, we go ahead and we go into the segment. So this is like just basic Traptrix stuff. If you're just looking for something basic, I'm running 3 copies of Traptrix Pudica, then 3 copies of Traptrix Arachnacompa, 3 copies of Traptrix Dionetta, then 3 copies of Traptrix Murmillo, 3 copies of Traptrix Mantis, 3 copies of Parallel Exceed, and then 3 copies of Ash Blossom and Joyous Spring. And that's literally it. That is all my monsters. Then we're going to move into the traps. Oh no, into the spells. 1 copy of Traptrix Garden, 1 copy of Pot of Prosperity, 1 copy of Triple Tactics Talent, and 1 copy of Call by the Grave. And that's it for all of the spell cards. No, literally, that's literally all my spell cards. Because majority of the rest of the deck now is all trap cards. 3 copies of Traptrix Holity, then 3 copies of Gravedigger's Trap Hole, 3 copies of Terrifying Trap Hole Nightmare, 1 copy of Treacherous Trap Hole, 1 copy of Time Stage Trap Hole, 1 copy of Floodgate Trap Hole, and 3 copies of Infinity Impermanence. Excuse me. Alright, that's it for all the traps. Then going into my extra deck. My extra deck consists of 3 copies of the lovely Traptrix Sarah. Then that's followed by 2 copies of Traptrix Cularia, and then 2 copies of Traptrix Atopus. For the rest of the archetype, I'm running 2 copies of Traptrix Rafflesia and 2 copies of Traptrix Pinkucula, because I think they use the more traditional name for the plant and not the more, I think the scientific name, if I'm not mistaken. Then for the rest of the extra deck, I'm running 1 copy of SP Little Knight, 1 copy of Access Code Talker, a copy of Draco Future Utopic Draco Future, and 1 copy of Utopic Future. Actually, it's supposed to go the other way around. It's supposed to be Utopic Future, then Utopic Draco Future. And then that's literally it for my extra deck. It is a lot of cards because it's Traptrix, and I wanted to try to stay as pure of Traptrix as possible. Simply because I don't have a lot of the expensive cards, and most of the cards that people are probably running right now are probably the builds with the currently expensive cards. I think the Dominus cards, which are really, really good trap cards. They do really, really good effects, but I don't have any of them. I believe they are normal trap cards, and they have some really cool effects added to them. Some of them are pretty expensive, that's why I don't have them. So I just wanted a straight build of just regular Traptrix. Just because it's easy to pick up. I already had it. It's affordable. And I mean, it's just a basic build that you can play around with. If you want to play something more excessive or more competitive, I'm sure there are builds online for it. This is just the one that I'm picking to choose. So, Three copies of Traptrix Pudica. Every Traptrix monster has the ability that they are unaffected by um, the effects of whole normal trap cards. And she has two abilities attached to her. On her normal summon, she can add one Traptrix Garden from your deck to your hand. And when she special summon, you can target one special summon monster your opponent controls and banish it. Also, during the next standby phase, your opponent can special summon one of their banished monsters. So, although she comes into play through a special summon and she can banish a monster, your opponent's the next standby phase, your opponent can just special summon one of the monsters that have been banished. So it can be any card that was banished through an effect, as long as it's able to be special summoned. Critical effect will allow you to will allow your opponent to special summon it. But it at least gets a threat or such out the way. You can hit an Exceeds monster, and that Exceeds monster loses material, which is actually a really good target for Pudica. Or even disrupt some of those links and link chains as well. But searching for that field spell does come in handy, and I'll talk about the field spell a little later. The next monster up is the three copies of Arachnocompa. If you control a Traptrix monster, you can special summon her from your hand onto the field during the main phase. Then, when for the rest of the turn, you're only able to special summon plant or insect type monsters, which is perfectly fine because you have a good array of those that you can easily use. But also, she has the ability that each time a set card in your subject card zone will be destroyed, it won't be. So that really does protect a lot of your utility cards that you'll be using with the deck, especially your trap hole trap cards. From there, we have the three copies of Dionetta. Dionetta has the ability to special summon a Traptrix monster from your graveyard onto the field, and when she is special summoned, you can set a trap hole trap card from your graveyard onto the board, but it is banished when it leaves the field. You kind of use this in combination with some of the monsters in the extra deck when you're focusing on your trap hole trap cards to basically get some extended utilities out of them, and I'll get to that soon. Next up is everyone's favorite, Traptrix Murmillo. When she is normal summon, you can add one trap hole normal trap from your deck to your hand. And when she special summon, you can target one spell or trap your opponent controls and destroys it. So she's a walking MST on her special, and on her normal, she's able to add your trap hole cards. And it's a definite must-have because she's one of the searchers in your deck to help you get to them. The next searcher is actually this one right here. This is Traptrix Mantis, which I'm also running at 3. On her normal summon, she can add one Traptrix monster from your deck to your hand. And then once a turn, you can target one spell or trap card you control and return it to your hand to then set another spell or trap from your hand. So you can combine Traptrix Mantis with Traptrix Dionetta and then send back the card that Dionetta special summoned with Mantis's effect, so that not special summon, set on the field with Mantis's effect, so that you can have that card and then it won't be, it won't be banished. Next up, because we're going to move some more cards over, is Parallel Exceeds. This is just a really good card with this deck. I'm so happy I did pick up a couple of these prior to. This monster has the ability to basically special summon. When it special summon, it can make itself level 4, and its original attack and defense are half. But what you get out of it is that if you link summon, you can special summon this card from your hand to the link zone. To the zone that a link monster points to. But also, in addition to that, you're able to special summon another copy of this monster from your deck. Then that gives you 2 of these, and then you can exceed or link into monsters as well. And the combination of things that you can do is basically extend your board with a monster like this, and then be able to do multiple exceeds, multiple synchros, multiple exceeds, multiple link monsters, and really take advantage of this card. And it's a really good card in a deck like this. The next card, of course, is our hand trap, and that's Ash Blossom. You can just use about any other hand trap in the game that's accessible to you, depending on if you're OCG or TCG. Because Traptrix really don't care. You can play Veilers, you can play Maxis, you can, I think, play some of the Charmies, but you probably have to side them in. But it's still just a preference of whatever hand trap you have accessible, and since I only kind of have like one of the military cards, I'm kind of keeping that in the deck where it kind of needs to be for right now. But that's pretty much it for all of my monsters. We're now going to go into my spells, and my spells are really small at this point. First up is Traptrix Garden. This helps you get an additional normal summon of a Traptrix monster, in addition to your normal summon of Sept. Then, once a turn, if an insect or plant you control will be destroyed by battle. It's not any, you can banish a monster you control to special summon a Traptrix monster from your hand or graveyard, and you only use each of these effects once per turn. So it is a really good effect. The reason why I guess most people don't run multiples of this is that it's really not something you want to have much of an interaction with. I really just, to be honest with you, I would still run a second one. I mean, even if you can only get it off of a normal summon, still having access to a card that helps you create more plays kind of seems like something you should run at multiple. Maybe that's just me. The Pot of Prosperity, because most of the time you really don't care about your extra deck. And you have tons of cards that you can easily manipulate to help you as well. So it's just here to help you just thin out your deck to go get pieces. The other card, of course, is Traptrix Talent for either the Pot of Greed, the Pot of Greed, the Change of Heart, or just the Confiscation. And then Call by the Grave just to help deal with other hand traps as well. I would love for this card to go 3, but Konami. Anyway, now we get into the trap hole cards, and the biggest one, of course, is Traptrix Holtia. She can basically be summoned by sending a set card you control. No, by discarding a normal trap from your hand, and you can start to summon her in defense position. She'll be treated as a normal monster that's level 4 with 2400 defense, 400 attack, and this card is basically just a trap monster. And she's really good with this deck because, of course, you're going to be playing trap holes, you're going to be setting them, you're going to be doing a lot of crazy things. And she basically just puts herself onto the board to be useful to the lineup. And it's a really good card, too. It's one of the rare occasions where main deck, where a trap monster gets utility for just being part of the archetype. And actually, she's the first of the archetypes monsters to just be treated as a trap card. And a trap monster, which is great because of how the Traptrix themselves work, and because of how her utility is, she's definitely accessible with a handful of cards. The next one up, not a handful of cards, multiple cards. Next is all the trap hole cards, and I'll swiftly go through them. Gravedigger Trap Hole helps you negate the activation of monster effects in the hand or in the graveyard from your opponent, or when they try to banish or when opponent's monster's effect is activated, that is also banished. And you inflict 2,000 points of damage to them. The terrifying Trap Hole Nightmare will trigger when your opponent says summons a monster. You can target the monster your opponent control that has 2,000 or more attack, and then banish that monster. But if you have a normal hole trap card in your graveyard, a whole normal trap in your graveyard, you can also banish a monster from your opponent's grave as well, which can come in handy with some combination of things as well. Treacherous to blow up cards, but remember you have to have no trap hole cards in graveyard, so this is something you want to trigger off of Rafflesia. Time Space Trap Hole to send cards back into the extra deck. The Floodgate Trap Hole just to make some things bottomless, and then the Infinity Impermanence, of course, because, well, we're not running Effect Veiler, although she is an option, but I kind of wanted just to keep it with these normal traps. So Infinity Impermanence definitely was going to come in for the swing. So that is it for the main deck. We're going to go into the extra. Sarah is a utility card for this archetype. She helps in so many ways. You can simply just send any non-link Traptrix monster to the grave for her special summon. And then she's unaffected by trap hole cards, which is great. And then when you activate a normal trap card, you set summon a Traptrix monster from your deck with a different name. Then the one you stress, then any of the ones you control. And then if you control another Traptrix monster that activates its effect, you can set a trap hole normal trap from your deck directly to the field, giving her the utility to not only search out for your cards and place them on the board to scare your opponent, but then also being able to get to your Traptrix and put them on the board to help out as well. The next monster up is Traptrix Kularia, and this is a monster I know a lot of people are not running. It's fine, but my build runs her because she protects your trap cards and then resets them after your normal trap cards after they've been activated, so you get some utilities and longevity out of them. which does help. And then during the end phase, you're able to target a Traptrix monster in your grave, and then special summon in defense mode. So you get utilities out of not only her being able to special summon the others from the grave to put them onto the board, but you're also able to protect your normal trap hole trap cards as well. Adipus is basically the go-to boss monster. But I'm running doubles of her because in case I lose one, I need the other. You can link her by her link summon basically is just this entire archetype. 2 or 4 monsters, and as long as you include a plant or an insect, she's unaffected by trap card effects. Your trap chicks will all gain 1,000 attack as long as you have a normal trap card in your graveyard, which that's not going to be hard. You can target up to the number of cards you control, up to the number of insect monsters you control, and negate their abilities until the end of the turn, and then apply the ability to banish a normal trap in your graveyard. And if you do, you can target all those face-up cards that were on the field that you negated from your opponent. They can be destroyed. So she has removal, she has negation, she has a lot of setups. The next one up is Traptrix Replesia, which basically is unaffected by trap hole cards as well. And while she's on the field, you can detach your material to then activate the effects of a trap hole trap card in your deck and send it to the graveyard to fit the requirements. Which is, why we're running some of the big heavy ones, and even Traptrix Trap Hole, which Treasure Trap Hole, which is technically the one I use when it comes to Repletion. Next up is Pingaluka, who basically unaffected while she has material. And then once a turn, you can detach material to then add a Traptrix monster from your deck to your hand. And if monsters owned by your opponent are sent to the graveyard or banished by a card effect, except during the damage step, you can attach one of those monsters to this card as material. She's also while she casts the material, she's unaffected by traps and then the effects of other monsters of the same type as the monsters that she has as material. So basically, get some of the monsters that your opponent is sent into the grave, swing them onto her, and then she's unaffected by their abilities while she has those monsters as material. Pretty wicked effect. Then we have SP Little Knight just to play, damage control. We also have, of course, access code talker. You don't have to run access code. You probably run something a little different if you would like to, just because it's kind of one of those game-winning cards that people run in the decks. And then I have the small utopic package just to go into Draco to basically help negate things if need be. And his deck can go into it with just a dead Replesia and a pin so that you can get into it, or even just drop this on top of, you drop them on top of Utopic Future. You drop Utopic Future on the pin in the Replesia, and then you drop this on top of the Utopic Future. So then you have some negation and stuff as well. So that's pretty much it, guys. It's, like I said, this is going to be a very small video of things just to talk about the Traptrix. If I have any more things I want to do with them, you'll probably see them soon. But outside of that, that is pretty much it for this deck profile. Thank you guys so much for watching. I really do appreciate it. Don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe to the channel, as it helps out tremendously. You can hit the notification bell to be informed of when I upload more content to the channel. Socials are in the description box below, and I'll catch you guys next time. HPJ signing out. Take care.